Nobody talks about how heartbreak can destroy your music career. But today, we'll talk about that. What's going on, everybody? This is Solo, and today is the first episode of Artist Therapy. In our first episode, we're talking about how relationships can cause depression and kill your creative focus. First point that I want to cover today is emotional attachment equals creative distraction. What I mean by that is when you have emotional attachment to somebody in a relationship and you're arguing before studio sessions, or you're arguing and fussing and fighting before you go to create, your mind's distracted. So you're like either waiting on a text reply, checking social media, and you're overthinking, which is taken away from your creativity. And again, you can't create greatness when your nervous system is in survival mode. You can't be in survival mode when trying to be a creative, because it's just going to take everything away from you. You know, we got to be focused as creative people. We got to know that we're going in there with a clear vision, clear thoughts, and there's nothing distracting us. My second point in this episode, right? And this is a quick episode for you guys. Before I even get to my second point, all right? My name's Solo the Artist. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I stopped myself for years because I was depressed and I didn't have any other way to get it out. But I noticed after a while you stop creating because of depression. And, you know, there was a time where I created because I was depressed. We all got to find our own path. So this episode and these episodes that I'm creating is to help you creatives, artists, producers, and just other content creators. Let's get on track, and if you ever been through anything that has stopped you from creating, drop a comment in the comment section below and share your experience. I'd love to read the comments and see what people's going through, and let's see how we can help each other through certain things. But back to the point now. I would say even with the people that do like 30-day beat challenges, or 2 songs a week challenges, you start doing that consistently, so you lose the momentum. So that was my second topic. All right, my third topic is toxic love creates identity confusion. You are confused because you're trying to build this right here, but this relationship is making you question your whole existence and your whole confidence, your whole vision, your whole masculine balance, or woman for your feminine balance. That relationship is stopping us from being balanced, seeing our own visions, and having the confidence to keep pushing and keep going on. Your brand doesn't have clarity when you're confused, when you don't know who you are, so you can't build that brand successfully. You start creating for them instead of creating for your purpose. Your songs become about them. Your content becomes about that relationship. We need to get a hold of that, and we need to actually think, hey, is this good for me, or is this not good for me? We all go through it, so we can relate. Again, I'm speaking from experience. That's why I created this, these episodes. One thing that I want to get at in my next topic, right? And this is real. Trauma bonds feel like passion. All right, you get so addicted to the chaos, feeling like excitement. The drama feels like it's chemistry when it's really drama, but it's no chemistry. You're just trauma bonding, and the pain feels like depth, but it drains your energy, and that's energy that you could be putting into your craft, into your creativity. So we got to get a hold of ourselves as content creators, as music artists, as producers, as writers. And we got to understand that things drain your energy, so you don't have enough energy to come back over here and create. So, last but not least, and this is a short episode, all right? How do we protect our creative mind? How do we get our mind frame back to a point where it'll be healthy for us to continuously create in the best mind frame, with the best motivation, with the best intent, and with all of our energy. I have a couple things to actually put out there, a couple steps. These are practical steps that you can use to get your mind right. All right? So, before any sessions, before any content being created, no heavy conversations before your sessions. That's number one. No heavy conversations before sessions. Number two, silence your phone during your sessions or your creative spurts. Take that time, take that hour, take that 2 hours to silence your phone, have no distractions, and get it done with a clear mind. Number three, emotional journaling before recording sessions. Artists, like, get it out so you're not sitting there writing about her. Or ladies, you're not sitting there writing about him. You're sitting there focused on the topic that you need to focus on. All right. For those who like to put their heartache and drama into songs, turn the heartbreak into content. You know I did. I have a song called Addiction, right? I was addicted to her drama. I was addicted to the love and the trauma bonding that we had. And even though it turned out to be a alright song, it was still toxic for me. But I just got it out in that way, and I got through it, and I created off of it. Alright? Another thing is, we don't always like to go to therapists. Alright? But when we're in this creative community, we have other creatives who we can vent to. Find somebody that you trust in the community of music, content creation, and go to them and say, hey, I just need to vent and get it out. You know, because the person that can relate to you is not your family. It's not your friends that don't do music or content. It's those content creators who go through the same thing that you go through, and they can relate to you. All right? And then find a mentor, somebody who's already been through the ropes and who can guide you through everything that you're going through. It is very important. It is very important to find therapy as an artist and a content creator, because we need to keep on creating. We need to stay out of our own way. Again, my name's Solo the Artist, and this is episode 1 of Artist Therapy. And if you don't already, make sure you like. If you've been through this before, make sure you comment below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until the next episode, I'm out. Second, depression kills your output. When you're depressed, you're sitting around, you're less motivated, you have no inspiration, you cancel sessions, and you avoid collaborating with other people. You know, don't stop yourself from getting out there. And that's one thing that depression does. So what happens from that is, you're depressed, you stop, talking to other people and avoiding collaborators and canceling sessions and not being so inspired, and you miss opportunities. You stop posting content, and you lose that consistency that you need to actually create. In order to build the buzz, you got to be consistent. And that's something that I recently suffered through. I stopped building content in November, and I just slowed down. I really slowed down, and I lost my traction that I was getting. So artists and content creators, make sure, you don't let your depression stop your output, and you find a way to get through it, because once you lose that consistency, it's hard to get back on that ball and keep rolling.